what is happening? My beautiful people. Beautiful. I may or may not have put a stupid intro onto this. My wife is like, why are you so serious? She's like, part of the reason people love you so much is, in the real world, not on YouTube. Just people that I have in my world, she's like, let them see, how you are, how stupid you are, or funny, I guess you would call it, stupid, funny, whatever. So if it's not appropriate, I'm so sorry, and I want to apologize to anybody. I never realized I cussed so much, or at least said that, dropped the F-bomb so much, so I'm going to try to watch that. Listen, I definitely don't want to be disrespectful to anybody. Okay, so I would like to do this, in a short video. I don't know if it's going to be short, but I sort of want to go into when you start going through the ascension process, when you begin to your frequency raises, you're in a higher vibration for whatever reason. I don't know if it's like a flush. I don't know if it's like things you have to deal with to move to the next level. I don't know if it's a test. I think it's test is what I think. It's just to see where you're at. And you're going to have, if you know people like me or are related, to certain people, drug addicts and alcoholics and Bible thumpers, they're going to come out of the woodwork, man, which, it's no big deal. You'll see that you handle things a lot differently than you used to. But that being said, if it comes and it comes and it comes, they just won't stop. Like with me, my whole family dysfunctional, and I just got into it. My sister, she got drunk, and she's one of these kind of people. She gets drunk, she drinks whiskey every day, and she gets mean. And you'll have it out with her. The next day, she acts like nothing ever happened. She'll just text you as if, go on Facebook if you got something on there and hit like, which I don't hardly get on there, but, that's her way of trying to, I guess, make it look like everything's cool, or I don't know what she's doing, but, and then I've got, oh God, I've just, my brother's off dysfunctional. I mean, he's not, well, that's a whole different thing. He just has like some kind of real super deep insecurity issues, and it creates, situations in his and me and his life. So, works or whatever, And then I got my other sister, and she's fucking nuts. Excuse my language. She is absolutely batshit crazy, man. She's toxic. She is angry. She is mad. She is, just every day is wanting to fight. She just, the joke in the family is a your turn, because she'll be blowing your phone up. The next day it's my sister. She'll be blowing her phone. Then she'll blow up my brother's phone. Then she'll blow up my dad's phone. She's a mess. So when all this first started happening, she was like on me like stink on shit. I was like, I couldn't shake this girl, you know what I mean? And I'd be meditating. I'm in this good place. My phone, 6, 7. As soon as she gets up, and she usually stays up and drinks all night. And just crazy shit, about mom, because our mom's in a nursing home, and I sort of took over and kind of moved her out of the way, and she can't let that go. So, it's just constant warfare with her. And then you got... and when you go through this process, these people come out of the woodwork. The Bible thumpers are going to come and get you. You know what I mean? There's the Jesus freaks. I don't know if I want to call them Jesus freaks. They're the people that, they're bound and determined that you're going to burn in hell. I mean, these guys they feed off of fear. That's just, if you try to tell them, you try to explain to them, say, hey man, you try to go with the common sense route, and you're like, okay, you're a parent. You have children. Would it make sense to you, knowing that your children, when you have your children, they're going to be sinners? Does it make sense to you that you're not just going to whoop them for sinning? You're not going to take pliers and break their teeth off. You're not going to gouge your eyes out. No, hell no. You're going to burn them in hell. Not only are you going to burn them in hell, you're going to burn them forever. Eternity. No redemption. You burn in hell. That's not my God. My God's a loving God. You know, this fear-based, Bible-thumping religion, these people, they're nuts. I hate to say it, but they're not wired right, man. They feed off of fear. They feed everything that comes out of their mouth is goblins and demons and ghouls and negative entities, and the world is ending, and the world itself is about to explode. I mean, you just wouldn't believe the bullshit that I've been hearing. And, and you try to calm them down, which there's a couple different people in my life that, sort of having these conversations with. And you try to explain to them, about energy, how everything is energy. There's not, we place labels on energy. There's, because we live in this duality reality. So everything is either white or black, hot or cold, good or evils. In our mind, everything has to be one or the other. A light, a white or black, light or dark. And so to kind of go to this place where you're kind of explaining to them, hey, everything is energy, and really, there's no such thing as evil. I mean, my God is a loving God, a forgiving God. I'm not just going to be able to drive up and say, hey, yeah, I accept Jesus Christ at McDonald's, and I can go back to, murdering people and stealing from people and doing whatever I want. Just, I've got a ticket into heaven because, all I did was say this one little thing. And, I just, that's not, you got to walk the walk, man. You got to, faith without works, you know what I'm saying? It's just, because these people that I know, they're not doing right. You know what I mean? They're not good people. They're not doing right by anybody. But they're Jesus freaks. They're convinced that the world is ending. You're going to burn in hell. If you are happy and you claim your mastery, if you claim your creatorness, if you claim that you are God and God is you and you are one, sure, God is the Almighty, but also, just like my son, I created my son, but in all reality, you check his blood, he's me. He is part of me. I'm part of him. Am I the father? Yes. Are we together? Yes. You know what I mean? There's not this separation where, I'll never buy that. I'll just never buy that there's, anybody who creates, being an artist, I know all about creation. I know about making, and then being a father, I know how to, about creating babies. I wouldn't destroy things that I create, especially something as beautiful as human beings. That doesn't make any sense. That's the dumbest. Anybody who buys into that, I can't get on that level. That's a level of thinking, man, I'm a little smarter than that. I don't fall for bullshit, just because guy's got a silk suit on and he's up there pounding on the pulpit and he's pointing his finger telling you you're going to burn in hell, and he's trying to scare the living daylights out of you. No, dude, that doesn't do nothing for me. That doesn't resonate with me. I don't buy into it. I've found that people that are awakening, the people that I'm coming into contact with through this are the most loving, caring, kindest people on this planet. I'm not stupid. I know if that's what, I know that love is what's up. I know that love and joy, that's why we're here, to love one another. and to love everything on this planet. The whole entire reason, the whole process of divinity, the whole reason that you're here, your test and your job is to remember who you are, but then to be in love and to be in light and become in harmony with every living thing and everything that doesn't seem to be alive. Or what I would like to, what I feel like I need to get across is you're going to get bombarded. You're going to have the Christians come and try to make you feel like that, that you're evil. You're watching this person or these people live in absolute misery, man. They fear Mexicans, they fear fat people, they fear tall people, they fear women, they fear black people. It's insane. It's insane. And what they've taken that book and they've taken Christianity and they have just ran it into the ground. And it's completely opposite of what it was meant to be. Completely the opposite. That book wasn't about fear. King James, when they wrote that in the 1600s, that's from information that was 500, 600, 700, 800 years old that had passed down a couple hundred years. Then they made notes. Then their scholars 300 years later went to those notes that they made from scribes from 200 years ago. So you're like looking at 500-year-old stuff that's been, records that have been misconstrued. And then the King of England, King James, he wants to control people, so he wants this thing critiqued and written in a fashion that he can put fear into people, because fear is how you that's why do you think that you didn't play with fire when you was a kid? Because your mom would beat your ass. That's why. Why do you think you didn't cuss? Because your mom would beat your ass. Fear's how you start. You learn this at an early age to obey. So, I'm dealing with, and you're going to deal with these people. You're going to have these people that are, they're just like, when you start to speak your truth and you start to talk about, that you can be happy and you don't have to be in fear, that you're waking up and you're realizing that this is a slavery thing, that all this fear is, each fear is a chain. It's a chain around your neck. Every single thing is another chain, It never, you know what I mean? It's like, it's common sense. The same with religion, man. The same with everything. You know what I'm saying? Why would you turn your back on something where these people are full of love and joy? Because, you got somebody talking in your ear, and telling you, you don't listen to that. You know what I mean? You would think that just common sense would win, but it doesn't. It's a sick world right now, So you're going to get these people, and you're going to try to speak your truth, and you're going to get into arguments, and they're going to try to make you feel guilty, and try to make you. They'll try to twist it up, like because they've been schooled. That's what's been done to them. So that's what they know to do. So they'll try to twist your words and twist things around and kind of like make it look like you're this way or that way. And, but just keep your truth. Just keep your compass going. Just stay on course. Stay in the flow. And just know that these people are going to come out of the woodwork. There's going to be toxic people in your family, the drunks, the dysfunctional, whoever you have issues with, because I think these are things that we have to get through right now. That's how it feels for me. I feel like I've got to get this shit out of the way, because with all of my siblings, I've had issues with them, and it's all out of the way. It's done and over. It's behind me. So religious people, the whatever they are people, I've had my little dealings with them, and I've got them out of my way. You're going to go through where you're just going to have to deal with this shit. You know what I'm saying? My buddy, one of my YouTube buddies, AJ, we always talk back and forth and shout out each other on these channels, but he has the same situation. He was raised in the fear-based home and Christianity and whatnot, and He ran into, somebody he loves. Somebody he loves, and that's, I'm in kind of like having the same situation with somebody I love. You care about these people, so you want them to know there's an alternate. You don't have to be scared to death, man. You don't have to live there in fear, and you're living in the light, you're living in the love, but also, you've had this lifetime of things, that you're connected to, that, and if you lived in a dysfunctional home, like I have, the dysfunction is real. It's still alive and real, and that shit's going to come to the surface, and it's going to be in your face. So, I guess the only thing I'm really trying to say is be prepared for it. Know that you're on the right path. Don't get into arguments. I wasted my time. I feel like I wasted my time with at least one of the people that I was dealing with, because I spent a lot of time, and they are addicted to the fear, man. If you're not telling them that, there's something to fear, if you're not telling them to be scared of something, if you're not buying into their fears, dude, they don't want no part of it. They just don't, they can't handle thinking that life is beautiful and this world can be utopia. I mean, they have no idea that everything that there is going on out here is from in here. Everything that you're scared of, everything that you hate, when you look out there and you hate everything and you fear everything, that's inside of you. That's, they say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and people assume that means you look into the eyes and you can see into the soul. No, 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 no. What you see when you're looking around, what you see and what you think, is telling you, that's your information of what is happening inside of you. If you are seeing love, if you are seeing light, if you are seeing beauty in everything, and you are loving everybody in spite of the shit that's going on, you're loving yourself, man. That's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. And that's where I wished everybody was, and especially the people I love, and that's why I kind of like try to help people that I love, because there's no loving yourself, man. Oh my God, it's like, I don't think anybody, I don't think we really know. I don't know when it stops. 5 years old, maybe 7 years old. I think when you stop going to school, when you start going to school. And I don't even think, when you're young, I'm not sure if you're old enough to even know what loving yourself is. But by the time you get to school and somebody makes fun of you, you're wearing that shirt. Look at Tommy, he's tall, he's skinny, he's fat, she's dumb, and you become self-conscious of yourself, and you're trying to fit into all these boxes, and you got to have Converse. When I was a kid, we had Levi Stratus was famous, and then these Colorado boots. This is back in the '70s, and then when my kids' generation, oh my God, I'd go and they wanted these $50 freaking shirts, man, Abercrombie and Fitch and Hollister, I think, and and they wanted these shoes. I remember I bought my son a pair of shoes, and I went ahead and did it because I had told him no for a couple, 2 or 3 years, and finally I went and spent. It was the first time I ever spent. It was $80, I think, $89, and it came to $105 for a pair of shoes. And I just like the shit. This is probably 80. Well, this is probably no in the 90s. But anyway, society won't let you love yourself, so it's hard to love yourself. Anybody who does love themselves in spite of everything around them, oh my God, what a gift! What a beautiful, beautiful person that can do that. I'm in awe of anybody like that. My wife is as close to anybody I've ever met like that. She is one of the most loving, kindest, confident. She's the shit, man. She is a just a good girl. I'm very blessed. But I wish all of you could just for a day, if you're not feeling it, I wish you could love yourself. You would just, you know, what basically happens is, this is how I feel, is that when you get to where you're loving yourself, that's when you look out at everything and you see everything is perfect. Even murder and shit. I know that sounds crazy, but you know that it's a balance, because we live in this duality right now, but we're moving out of that. But you know that there's so much love that there has to be that, you know, the negative stuff, because we need balance right now. That's how we live. That's what we're about. That's what this reality is that we're in. It's a duality reality. So, you know, if you're gonna have hot, you gotta have cold, man. You know, if we're gonna have love, you're gonna have to have this hate or fear or whatever. So, you know, when you love yourself, you start to understand how that works, and you start to just understand that it's part of a divine plan, and that you just have to believe that this is the way it's supposed to be, you know. And man, oh, I'm shaking all over right now, because it is a good thing. It's a good thing, man, to love yourself, to love everybody, to love the world, to know how perfect you are, to know how great you are, to know how powerful you are. And I don't care who you are, if you're watching this, you are capable of this. And if you're not already there, and if you are already there, fucking awesome. I'm loving that for you. There's nothing more in the world that I want for anybody. I want everybody to feel this. I really do. And hopefully, you know, the people that are like, you know, in the beginning stages, they'll listen to what I'm saying, and they'll just, you know, be ready for these little tests, and understand it's a test, and it's not to, you know, it may knock you off track, but it's really not meant to knock you off track. It's meant to test you, see where you're at, you know, to see where you're at. And